to be, there was no infrastructure really, so we had to bring it all from Miami. So when we started out, it was all about getting the permits from the United States.
Mick Jagger is an English singer, songwriter, actor, and producer. He's best known as the lead vocalist of the Rolling Stones, a position he's held since the band's formation in the early 1960s. As of this writing, the Stones have sold more than 200 million records worldwide. The band still tours consistently to this day, nearly every year. Jagger's career has spanned over 6 decades, and he's been described as one of the most popular and influential frontmen in the history of rock and roll. In 1989, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In 2002, he received a knighthood for his services to music.
Political, and I thought a very interesting and informative speech, and he said a lot of things that he wouldn't say in China, but similar sort of things.
If you enjoy these videos, please remember to hit the like button, as it does help us out a lot. And comment below who your favorite celebrity is that you'd love to see in an upcoming video. His full name is Sir Michael Philip Jagger, but is also known as Mick Jagger. He was born July 26, 1943 in Dartford, Kent, England, making him 78 at the time of this production. He stands 1.78 meters or 5 feet 10 inches tall. Jagger is a supporter of music in schools, a patron of the Mick Jagger Center in Dartford, and sponsors music through his Red Rooster program in local schools. An avid cricket fan, Jagger founded Jagger Internetworks to cover the sport. He keenly follows the England national football team and has regularly attended FIFA World Cup games. Jagger eats a diet of pasta, chicken, rice, and fish. He also loves avocados for what he calls their regenerative powers. Jagger continues to work out despite recent heart surgery. He said, "I train 5 or 6 days a week, but I don't go crazy. I alternate between gym work and dancing, then I do sprints, things like that. I'm training for stamina." He has 8 children with 5 women, 5 grandchildren, and welcomed his first great-grandchild on May 19, 2014. From 1966 to 1970, Jagger dated English singer and actress Mary Ann Faithfull and pursued a relationship with Marcia Hunt from 1969 to 1970, despite the fact that Hunt was married. He then met Bianca Perez Mora Macias in 1970, and the pair married May 12, 1971 in Saint-Tropez, France. The couple separated in 1977, with Perez Mora Macias filing for divorce in May 1978, citing his adultery. From 1974 to 1976, Jagger had an affair with Playboy model Bebe Buell. Jagger then began a relationship with model Jerry Hall in 1977, and the couple had an unofficial marriage ceremony in Bali, Indonesia on November 21, 1990. During his relationship with Hall, Jagger once again had multiple affairs with Carla Bruni, who later went on to become the First Lady of France, as well as Brazilian model Luciana Jimenez Morat. From 2001 to her suicide in 2014, Jagger was in a relationship with fashion designer Loren Scott. Following her death, Jagger established the Loren Scott Scholarship at London's Central St. Martin's College. Scott left her entire estate to Jagger, an estimated $9 million. Since 2014, Jagger has been in a relationship with American dancer Melanie Hamrick.
There was a poster outside this college, and it said, "Mick Jagger slept with your grandmother." It was a joke, so it's quite funny, really.
He was born to Basil Fanshui Jagger and Eva Ensley Mary. He's the eldest of the 2 sons born to the couple. He began singing from a very young age and was a member of the church choir. In 1950, he became friends with Keith Richards at Wentworth Primary School. The duo lost contact with each other, and Jagger went on to graduate from Dartford Grammar School. The two eventually resumed their friendship in 1960 and discovered that they both shared a common passion for rhythm and blues music. While Richards went on to form his own group with the guitarist Brian Jones, Jagger went on to complete his education at the London School of Economics, where he dreamt of becoming a politician or a journalist. In 1962, the band The Rolling Stones was formed, which comprised of Jagger as the lead vocalist and on the harmonica, Charlie Watts on the drums, Brian Jones on the guitar and keyboard, Bill Wyman on bass, and Keith Richards on guitar. In 1964, the Rolling Stones released their first self-titled record. The following year, they came up with a song titled The Last Time, which peaked at number 1 on the UK charts, followed by I Can't Get No Satisfaction. From 1966 to 1969, the band toured the world, performing hits like Let's Spend the Night Together and Sympathy for the Devil. During this time, one of their band members, Brian Jones, committed suicide. Jones was quickly succeeded by Mick Taylor, and the group went on to record Let It Bleed in 1969. 2 years later, they released one of their best albums, Sticky Fingers, which included singles like Brown Sugar and Wild Horses. In the 1970s, Jagger experimented with other genres of music, including punk and disco. The album Some Girls, which was released in 1978, showcased different genres of music. Throughout the late 1970s, he went on a number of tours with the Rolling Stones. In 1985, he decided to go solo and launched his debut solo album, She's the Boss. In 1987, he released his second solo album, Primitive Cool. In 1990, he released his third solo album, Wandering Spirit. In 2001, he released Goddess in the Doorway, which included the hit single Visions of Paradise. In 2011, he formed a new supergroup called Super Heavy. The Rolling Stones played at the Glastonbury Festival in 2013. In September 2018, it was announced by Variety that Jagger would portray an English art dealer, collector, and patron in Giuseppe Capitandi's thriller The Burnt Orange Heresy.
20th of March, and then Obama decided to go there. He wanted to go there on the 20th, so we were like trying to change those schedules around for that.
He's earned money through album sales, tours, and brand endorsement deals. When his band does tour, it can be one of the highest-grossing musical acts in the world. For example, in 2018, the band earned $117 million off just 14 shows. According to Fortune, the Stones generated more than $1.5 billion in total gross revenue between 1989 and 2001. Mick Jagger has a net worth of $500 million. Perhaps not surprisingly, Mick Jagger owns an extremely valuable real estate portfolio. According to a 2013 Telegraph article, Mick owns $250 million worth of real estate around the globe. He owns several multi-million-dollar mansions in New York and London for both his own use and his family members. A particularly notable example in his portfolio is a 6-room beachfront compound on the private island of Mystique, which he actually rents out for a cool $30,000 per week if you're interested. He owns a second home on Mystique with a gated country club, which he also rents. This one goes for $11,000 per week. Mick also owns a castle in the south of France. According to his autobiography, Mick bought the historic Hampshire mansion Stargroves, which the Stones used as a recording venue in the 1970s while experiencing an acid trip. The mansion was decrepit at the time after years of neglect and only cost £55,000. He sold the estate in 1979 to a businessman for £200,000. In 1998, Rod Stewart bought the property for £2.5 million. Stewart sold the property to a member of the opioid-rich Sackler family for £15 million in 2012. He owns the following cars: a Mercedes S550, a Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud 3, an Aston Martin DB6. A Mustang Shelby. a Ferrari,